knows nothing, can understand nothing. Plunge deeper into the darkness, and your heart will grow even stronger.
Good tidings, everybody, and welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. This is my favorite podcast on the internet. This is episode 43.9. See what I did there? It's funny. No, just kidding. This is episode 44. I'm Mike, and with me, as always, is my brother Jason.
Hello.
And with us right now, I'm very excited to announce a very special guest, my girlfriend, the lovely and beautiful Tara. Hello, Tara.
Hello.
Tara's going to be joining us later with another special guest that I'm not going to tell you who it is.
Two?
You just have to wait till after the ad break, and you'll find out. So we're doing the show a little different today because after the ad break, me, Tara, Jason, and this other guest are going to sit down and discuss kind of a retrospective of Kingdom Hearts. And so we're
Kingdom Hearts 1.
Kingdom Hearts 1. I'm sorry, Kingdom Hearts 1. Yes, not the whole series, just Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yes.
And we actually already had that conversation.
Yes.
So I'm lying to you right now when I say I don't know how it's going to go. It went great.
It did.
It went great. We did that part first, and now we're doing
the part first.
Right.
Second,
so
we had to time
normally-
travel.
Normally, the question of the week is on the second half of the show. We're bringing it forward for this half of the show.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
coming. Square Enix have a press site, right, where they put up different press packets for press to have. A lot of times they different art so they can use them in their articles or videos. They posted a Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC logo of high quality recently, which means news on Remind is probably coming pretty quick here. I wouldn't be surprised if before this podcast goes live, we hear something.
And then you'll get you guys will just have so much content for no reason.
Right.
Except for Kingdom Hearts. It's a good reason.
Right. It's a very good reason. So be on the lookout for that. Remind, I think, is coming soon. I don't think it's coming for the end of the year. I think that'd be pretty quick to be in December. But January, I think could happen. And then it's just like last January. I'm going to take a bunch of time off work and we're going to play through Remind. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That was a good ass time.
Tara, we have to beat all these games before Remind comes out.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's add-on story content for 3.
So you'd have to play through the whole thing.
You'd want to
play
have
thing.
beaten 3, I believe, before you do this.
And
Well, dang, I don't
pretty
have that
much
much
every
time
other
on my
game.
hands. I'd have to take off the whole month.
Well, I'm planning on winning the lottery in the next couple days.
Perfect.
So then we can just quit our jobs.
That sounds good to me.
Imagine how many podcasts we could put out a week if we didn't have jobs.
Holy shit.
It's almost tiring to
We
think
could just have a live stream going at pretty much all
All
time.
the time.
24/7.
They just hear everything.
I don't know if they want to hear everything.
Yeah, probably not. We might have to have a really long buffer. So that we
Actually,
can-
it was my theory that Blue Kingdom has a listening device in our Ansem bus that he made for us.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me that.
Yeah. Because one time we were talking about something, and then he was like,
his eyes.
In the Discord was
and then suddenly in the Discord, he was like, hey.
And you were like,
Oh,
wait a
we were
minute.
talking about playing Dead Space for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
you bastard.
Jason's talking to the Ansem bus right now. We were talking about playing Dead Space. Like, it'd be cool to check out the Dead Space games. I heard they're good. And then, a week later, he was like, who wants them to play Dead Space?
And you were
it
like,
turns out
wait.
it's just a game he really likes.
Right.
It's one of his favorite game series. But
It's
I was
funny,
like, there's
though.
a listening device in it. Jason is
They
taking
bugged.
apart the bus he made. No, he's not. Just kidding.
It's funny because I've been rewatching.
Ansem's head off.
Oh my god, I've been rewatching Breaking Bad, and there's a lot of bug devices in that show as a whole, and them being afraid of bug devices. So it's funny that it's full circle with that.
Yeah,
right
now we're afraid of them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually time.
It is actually time for the question of the week.
Do you do that every time?
Yes.
Yeah, literally.
Oh my
Absolutely.
god. Anyway.
Sometimes it's even more grandiose.
Question of the week. How was
Wow.
that? Did you like that?
That was pretty good.
Wait, am I gonna be spoiled by this question of the week?
I don't
No,
think
no.
so. No. The question of the week is, hey, we all like music. We like Kingdom Hearts music.
Mm-hmm.
Is there music that's not Kingdom Hearts music that makes you think of Kingdom Hearts?
Oh, yes.
Or gets you that same feel.
Or get you that same feels. It gets you in the feels.
Okay.
So, think of your answer, you two, while we're talking. This is actually going to be a pretty large amount, I think, because it's been 2 weeks because we didn't have a full episode last week.
Right.
Love Corinne Mari says, Sadness and Sorrow from Naruto. Jason, don't hate me, LOL.
Weeb! No.
Is a song
my
that
God.
regardless of whether you've seen or /dislike the show, it holds so much emotion. It's beautifully done and really captures the passion behind sadness. Tyler Tyrims adds, that's a good answer. Someone take his word for it because I haven't heard it before. That's the thing about this question of the week is I haven't had time to go through and listen to some of the stuff. So if I've never heard it before, I'm going to. I just haven't yet.
Should I pull it up?
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, it's not good quality.
Because then I have to go through and edit in all the songs, and that's going to be a lot of work for me if I do that. Panda Ven says, I may add more to this later. This artist has relations to KH because her title songs, I just feel mostly every Utada Hikaru song reminds me or makes me think of KH. It just fits the feel of the game and story, the many use of piano and sometimes epic rock sounds. Utada is amazing. I love Simple and Clean. I love Hikari, which is the Japanese version.
Yeah.
I love Sanctuary. I love Passion,
Yeah.
which is the Japanese version. I love Face My Fears. I love Don't Think Twice.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Is there a Japanese
They're
version?
the same title.
Mm.
They're called the same song, which is weird. That's the first time that's happened.
Right.
And I think having like Japanese music is more like acceptable in America these days because people are a lot more weeby than they used to be.
True.
So I think that's probably why there's not two versions. It's just like, hey, well then Skrillex, Face My Fears is weird because remember in Sanctuary it has the backwards vocal.
Yeah.
That is an English.
That's English
That's an
backwards.
English line backwards, and the same thing kind of happens in "Face My Fears," because during the chorus she's still "Let me face it, let me face it, let me face my fears," but the rest of it's in Japanese.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting because Skrillex is there remixing it, and he's like, "I can't remix Japanese. I can't
Really?
remix Japanese. I'm Skrillex.
True.
I'm
Is that what he
white.
says?
I'm American,
True.
but I love Kingdom Hearts." Shout out to Skrillex, who loves Kingdom Hearts.
I can read the next one if you want me to.
Oh, yeah, you want to read one from
Yeah.
No
Because I feel like
Sugar
I don't
Baby?
have a lot to contribute.
Fine, yeah, you
like,
have a very, very good speaking voice.
I just
so,
don't have a lot of things that I can compare Cage music to yet.
Yeah. Let's get you right in front of this
Okay,
boy.
I'll come right up close.
There we go.
All right, so this is from Nomuro Sugar Baby, Strawberry Mango, right?
Great name.
LOL, don't judge me, but the K-pop boy group Ateez, they
I don't know anything about them.
No, I don't know either. They honestly just remind me of Disney in general, and they have a piratey theme with a call to adventure vibe to it.
Wait, piratey?
Piratey. I
Like
don't know
they're
shit
like
about pirates.
K-pop pirates?
Yeah.
I-
Sounds like your kind of thing, man.
I just really love them and their music, and they give me the same feeling that KH series does, including a lot of thirst. Wink face.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Give you that thirst.
Yeah, what's hotter than one K-pop artist? 5.
Right. What's hotter than 5 K-pop artists? 5 K-pop pirate artists.
Oh, shit.
Grr.
I bet they all have different colored hair.
I bet you they do.
I bet they all just look like different versions of Jack Sparrow. Maybe a Will Turner thrown in there.
Yeah, maybe.
A bootstrap Bill, if
I
you
kinda
will.
want,
Bootstrap if you're nasty.
I
I'm
want.
gonna be dead ass with you.
I want Barbosa.
That's our new favorite thing is having
What
people
the
say
fuck?
dead ass that shouldn't be saying dead ass.
Oh my god.
It started as
Are you being dead ass, mate? Gar, Jack, I'm being dead ass with you.
dead arse.
I'm dead arse, Jack.
I'm dying. I can't even breathe anymore.
Yeah, it started with like, cause like Hulk Hogan used to wear these sunglasses that kind of look like almost like clout goggles,
Yeah,
right?
those ones. Yeah.
And then they put like the what is it? It's like the is it New York or whatever, that one symbol? It's like the black hat that all the fuck boys wear.
Oh, maybe.
And then they put like Tim's on him, and they changed the yellow and red to black and white.
Oh my god.
And so he's like, I'm gonna be dead ass with you, brother. Like,
Oh my
that's where it
God.
started, and then it's just become this.
This ongoing.
We were
thing.
up at 5 a.m. the other night, belly laughing
like
about.
falling over laughing. Actually, he
Well,
was falling onto the floor,
so-
and I fell onto
So
my bed.
there's this character in wrestling in the 90s. His name's Kane, and his story is that he's dead, but he got burned in a fire, and he's
Okay.
the Undertaker's brother.
Oh yeah.
And because he got burned in a fire, he would never speak. But when they started making him speak, he had one of those things,
no.
and it was fake. He doesn't
no.
really. So like he would be like, I remember the big time he did it was like he joined DX, and DX's thing was, I got 2 words for you, suck it, right? And so Kane's got 2 words for you, and he was like, suck it.
No.
Right?
Well, no, that's not what happened. I just recently watched it.
Oh.
So he goes to do it, and he goes, and then
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. They pretend he talked without the voice modulator. He
yeah,
talked with
he's like, you don't need that.
because he's like, suck it. You're right. That's what it was. But anyway,
Either way, you were doing
either
it
way,
with
we
that
were laughing.
voice.
I was like, let me be dead ass with you. And then we were started laughing, and then I don't know why he was talking about Ronald Reagan. But
no
he goes,
shit.
He goes, let me be dead ass. And I said, that's not Ronald Reagan. That's Richard Nixon.
It was too early for you to know it. It was too late, I should say,
and
for
then,
you to know
and
anything
then I
anymore.
took it into, I am not Ronald Reagan.
Let me be dead ass with you. I'm not Ronald Reagan. And then I'm gonna be dead ass. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. And so it just became this like crazy nonsense
Jesus.
of us doing wrestlers and
Presidents.
saying dead ass.
Situations they
Good
would say
Lord.
dead ass.
Well, okay, boys, let's reel it back into
I
the question
dead ass
of the
did not
week.
do 9/11.
I'm being dead ass when I say that jet fuel does not melt steel beams. Tara's trying to ring us
I'm
back,
trying
ring us
to
back in.
reel
She
it back
can't.
in.
I'm gonna be dead ass with her. She can't. All right. Who's next?
I'm gonna be dead ass.
Oh, you-
Kingdom
you want me
Hearts
to
is
read it?
light.
Yeah. You want to read the next one, or do you want me
Sure,
to?
I can read it. It's quite long, and I might pronounce everything wrong,
That's
but it's okay. It's from Tyler Ims.
Sounds right to me.
Perfect.
Sounds dead ass.
Music that hits me the same way that Cage music hits me. For a general answer, I'd have to go with my same answer as last week, Persona. All of
Persona. Sorry.
all of Persona music just slaps. I would have to
Agreed.
agree.
Schlap.
Agreed.
They cover a good range of emotions in different situations, and each game has its own feel in the soundtrack. Songs like Layer Cake, Beneath the Mask, Pursuing My True Self, Time to Make History, a word I cannot say.
I believe it's Calistegia.
Okay, Last Surprise, Heartbeat, Heartbreak, and
I thought it was like a bad word, like a hateful word.
no, it's just a
I
word.
cannot say that. I'm gonna be dead ass.
Fuck. And is it Tramurai?
That sounds right.
All hit you with a different tone. And one of the main names behind Persona music, Lotus Juice, got to make the main exploration theme, Conditioned to Hate, for Final Fantasy 15's episode Arden, which would be Cage related if Square had the balls to put my boys in the game.
Oh, he's being dead ass right now.
And then you add different remixes from the rhythm games, and you have a plethora of choice.
Of choice.
And then there's a YouTube link to Heartbeat, Heartbreak.
When he first put Heartbeat, I got excited because I thought it was Childish Gambino.
I know.
Heartbeat.
I knew you were gonna say
And I was
that
like,
too.
gonna make breakfast.
For
Going to make breakfast.
Stop. For a more specific song, I'll turn to the Japanese series of is it Kamen Rider?
I have
Do you
no
know?
idea.
Did
Never
anyone
heard of that
know?
in
Beats
my
me.
life.
In Kamen Rider W 2009, there's a song sung by the protagonist's deceased boss who dies in moment 1 of the show. It's called Nobody's Perfect by Koji Kikuwa.
That sounds right.
Not to be confused
By
with
Hannah
Hannah
Montana.
Montana's song of the
Yeah.
same name. I like that. It's mostly in Japanese with some English here and there, but the song really hits me with some feelings. But if you read the lyrics, it's about accepting the wrong you've done and using it to protect others. It gives me a Riku vibe.
Hell yeah. Persona music.
Dancing in the Starlight.
Whew. Oh, the rhythm game?
Yeah.
That you
best game.
hated?
Best game.
Jason hated that game. I love that game.
I couldn't stop cringing, dude.
It's pretty I mean, it's Japanese anime, dude.
Right.
It's cringy. But
Like imagine like being in like your maximum cringe moment, but for like 30 minutes. That's exhausting.
I don't think it was that bad. I'm
was
thinking of my
exhausting.
maximum cringe moment, and it's not that bad. That music is incredible in Persona. I guess I've never played 4 or 3,
But 5.
Specifically Persona 5, and the music is just one of my favorite soundtracks of the last 5 years. Just incredible.
We listen to it a lot. I feel
We
like.
do. I fall asleep to it quite a bit. My boy Family Jewels 7X
Oh yeah.
has some great covers of those songs, along with my boy Richard E.B.
Oh yeah.
He's got some good covers too, so check those guys out if you want some good metal covers. Actually, Jules does the Beneath the Mask. He does like a very, very not metal version. The only thing that's metal about it, the drums are a little like, you know, like,
Yeah.
but it's very doon 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 doon. It's just very like, you know what song I'm talking about?
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I know that song.
Heck yeah.
So good. Persona. I haven't seen the specific anime that we're talking about here, but or the series that he's talking about. But I do like the Hannah Montana song. Nobody's
do
perfect,
Again,
but I'm gonna work
till I
it.
get it right.
All right.
Okay.
T, do you want me to read this next one?
I mean, it's up to you. This is your podcast.
If you want to host, you can host.
Okay, I can host.
Okay.
I don't have a clue who it's
This
from.
is
though.
it's
just a line.
Hallelujah.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Underscore.
It's just a underscore.
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 That's one of my favorite things in Twitch is like there's the donations you can do and there's the text to speech.
Oh yeah.
And so they'll say underscore, right? And like one of the biggest memes of Twitch is like donating L underscore. So like you put like a question mark. And so the text to speech just keeps going L underscore, L underscore,
Oh my god.
L underscore. And then the chat just like spams it. Good meme. Underscore. Underscore.
Deadass.
All right. Go ahead. T.
So going modern for this one, Geronimo by Shepherd always hits me as a Kingdom Hearts song. Everything from the upbeat tempo to the heavy bass drum just seems to encapsulate embarking on an exciting adventure. The lyrics reflect a lot of the themes present in the series. Taking a leap of faith to see what's waiting out there for you, finding friends and jumping to the unknown after them, lost, redemption, all the hits, all the classics. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but when I listen to it at the gym, it's hard not to envision charging through Hollow Bastion with a keyblade in your hand.
Hell yeah.
And then, is it Ida Bag Wielding Chirithy?
In a bag wielding Chirithy. Yep.
This song is such a bop. Great choice.
I've never heard this song.
I've never heard
Are you
this song
familiar with
either.
this song by Shepherd?
I don't think so.
Shepherd. Okay, so I listened to the song. I get why she says that. But what I'm more impressed by is the FMV. This might be too ambitious, Jason, but I want to have an FMV contest.
An FMV contest?
I want people to put their favorite songs to Kingdom Hearts scenes edited, and I want to have a contest. I don't know what they'll win yet. But I don't want to do it if no one wants to do it, right? So
Maybe we'll make a poll.
So everybody let me know in the Discord if you would participate in an FMV. We'd give you a lot of time to do it. It wouldn't be like next week. And I will put my own entry into the contest. I want to enter.
Oh, yeah?
I got some Linkin Park
Unqualified.
tunes that are ready for some Kingdom Hearts stuff. I'm
like
just kidding.
that.
It would not be Linkin Park. You guys will judge it.
Oh, I'm not allowed to enter.
Oh, you want to enter too?
Shit, I gotta judge it?
T will judge it. There we go. So if you guys would be interested in that contest, let me know in the Discord because I really want to do that. And if we win, if Jason and I win, you guys have to join our Patreon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
You gotta
All of you.
You gotta give us $5.
All of you. No, just kidding. There's no Patreon. Thank you, Hallelujah, for that that answer to the question of the week. Tara, looks like Skills for Hannah's up next.
So around the time I decided to return to
Chain of Memories.
Chain of Memories. Oh, yes. After a 9 month short break because of Vexen. I made a small playlist of 80s music. Tainted Love, Sunglasses at Night. Ooh, good one. Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, and What Is Love, to name a few. And it was my go-to gaming playlist until I beat KH3. It was only 9 songs, but I kept repeating them over and over and pausing them during cutscenes. I can't tell you how many times I died listening to Cyndi Lauper, and I can't listen to Careless Whisper without thinking about young Xehanort. That is so funny. Unrelated to that playlist, I also can't hear Old Town Road without thinking about Vanitas. So do with this information what you will. Edit, I forgot about Nobody by Mitski, but that also makes me think about KH. I would have to agree with that.
I like the thought of seeing young Xehanort and hearing, I'm never gonna dance again, 'cause guilty feet have got no rhythm.
Oh my God.
That makes me laugh. Yeah, 80s music does, for whatever reason, has like a nice Kingdom Hearts vibe to it. I don't know why. I can't place it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I like that answer. I do not like the Old Town Road answer, though. I could
No.
do without that.
Yeah.
Do you guys know that Mitski song though?
No.
I saw her before.
Like
Lord.
walking on the street?
Oh yeah. Just walking.
She opened for Lord.
Yes.
Okay. I thought you were like, I saw her before, and I was like,
No.
where?
I'd have to agree with the fact that actually I know that one song, and that does remind me of KH a little bit too.
Really?
Yes.
Nice. It's a bag wielding Cherokee.
Are we just skipping this?
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't
Okay.
want to take my own verse to the Old Town Road, Tyler. I'm sorry. I can't be a part of that.
Well,
Now the song's stuck in my head.
I know that's what the worst part about that song.
Don't dare you. Don't you dare put that on our podcast.
I'm gonna.
No. Stop.
I didn't. I was done.
Judo chop him now.
I did already.
But like Austin Power style where they just collapse.
Yeah, hers did not have the Austin power.
Yeah, but his isn't very
That was
strong either.
too
He
far
kind of
away
just says
from
it.
you.
All right, it's
Okay.
bag wielding Cherokee. Moving on.
I can't really say I'm into music per se because I listen to the certain songs again and again and then forget about them. A lot of the songs that I listen to now, like Daddy Issues from The Neighborhood and Ultraviolence from Lana Del Rey, doesn't really match up that well with KH.
XD.
XD. I'm sure there are songs that remind me of KH, but I can't remember them. But the closest one thing that comes to mind is Samurai
Champloo.
Champloo
Samurai
OST
Jack.
albums, which are instrumental hip hop mainly. Going to one track to another is a whirlwind of emotions, and I really enjoy them to pieces.
Okay, I like it.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
All right, this is from the music box of the night. I like
Shout out
that.
to the box,
I
music
like-
box of the night.
I like that.
Mm.
This is a long one, so gear up.
I'm holding on to my seat.
I'm strapped in.
I don't know if this
And
counts
on.
as cheating since my answer is going to include Disney stuff. But as some people in the server already know, I'm a Broadway/West End fanatic. Heck yeah. And I really love musical theater, which I do as well. Yes, I do. I definitely think that everything is better as musical, and I hate when people say, ew, musicals, I hate them.
Musicals, I hate them.
Stop! Only after watching a few bad ones, aka all of those with pop songs that weren't written specifically for the movie/show and were simply forced in it because they're popular despite not serving or advancing the plot in any tangible way. Disney itself owes its renaissance to the implementation of the structure of classic musicals in their most popular movies, a trend that started with The Little Mermaid. Even Kingdom Hearts itself uses music in a very Broadway way, with its recurring arias coming back during specific moments of reflection or triumph for the protagonists. Where will there ever be a KH game that doesn't end with Hikari?
Hikari, yes.
Hikari playing in the background? No, because there's no musical/Disney movie that doesn't end with a reprise of the main theme. Les Miserables brings back and extends Do You Hear the People Sing? Wicked loops back to the opening scene and song No One Mourns the Wicked, while Phantom of the Opera ends on Music of the Night. And these are only 3 popular examples. So true, so true. Some of my fave shows, besides the really popular ones everybody likes, are Jekyll and Hyde, The Scarlet Pimpernel, and Beetlejuice. but my absolute fave has always been and will always be Cats.
Cats. I wonder how the box feels about the Cats movie.
I don't know how I feel about the Cats movie.
It's a little strange.
I think it's a little strange too.
I mean, Cats already is kind of strange.
I know, but it like the movie makes it feel more
Right,
strange to
right.
me.
Well, that was a very technical answer.
I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that
Yeah,
answer.
Yeah, I feel like you and the box would get along pretty well.
Yeah, I think so
You guys
too.
have a lot of. You both worked at Disney.
Oh yeah.
You guys have a lot of the same.
They're
Yeah.
the same person.
Tara's the box. Dun dun dun. Just kidding.
It's so true with
Shout out
all
to the
three
box.
of those. All three of those musicals, though, they always like to come back to full circle with the same song, and that's kind of what we were talking. Never mind.
What?
Never
What
mind.
we talk about later?
What we talk about later.
We just know we're going to talk about it later.
Yes, we do know we're going to talk about later.
All right, Wildcat Diana.
Says, gotta say, I'm very into Kingdom Hearts fan songs and covers. My favorite one right now is the Hold On To You by Nate Wants to Battle. I think it's a good rock theme for Axel. As for a singer, that would be my first choice to replace
Utada Hikaru.
Knock on Wood. I would have to go with Aimer. Most people know her from the Fate series.
Okay. I have you ever listened to Nate Wants to Battle?
Mm-mm,
I
no.
have.
He's a YouTuber man and he does good music.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm not as big into him as
I want
am.
to. I want to
Yeah, as
know
you
him
were
by
the other
name.
ones, yeah.
Maybe I have.
You
Like,
might.
Mm-hmm.
You might. I think he does other stuff too. I don't think he just does music.
Mm.
What is this? Okay. All right. Oh my God! It's gonna keep playing. Stop! You can't stop it.
And there are a lot of comments about Nate Wants to Battle.
Sean says, I'm going to go with this. Heard it years ago to this vid, and it does fit for me. And so there's a video which plays a song. Shit, I just read the name, and I don't remember of it. But it's a very nice, beautiful song, and it's an FMV to Kingdom Hearts.
Hmm.
A lot of people talk about Nate Wants to Battle.
And then Tugger Nuts.
Tugger Nuts!
This to me
Tugger
just
Nuts.
sounds like a song that I would hear in Cage instantly make me smile. Because I'm new here. You guys are awesome.
Thanks,
And
Tugger
it's-
Nuts. Welcome.
It's Rescue Me featuring A Day to Remember by Marshmello. I
Okay.
haven't heard this song.
Oh, you
I don't
haven't?
think-
I
I
know
don't
that
think
song.
so.
Yeah.
I don't think I know that one.
Oh.
We suck, I guess.
Oh, I'm sorry you guys aren't big Marshmallow / Day to Remember fans.
I do like Day to Remember though.
I know, I do too, especially old school.
You don't like marshmallows?
Chubby Bunny marshmallow.
Marshmallows were the first food to be roasted on a campfire in Fortnite. Did you know that?
I like that trivia, I guess.
Fortnite trivia. I'm here for it.
No, the joke was that he did the Fortnite concert,
Oh, it was like the first like.
live concert over the internet. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like you could go into Fortnite and watch a Marshmallow concert. It's pretty weird.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, like you'd go into the game and there would be like what was it? Like there was like a whole like part where it would change all the time, and it would be like fan creations, right? Well, they put like his like stage there or whatever.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah, it's
okay,
pretty weird stuff.
Anyways, next one.
Boondocks.
So this band doesn't really directly relate to Kingdom Hearts, but it gives me some of the same feelings. Not so much in atmosphere or themes, but in the fact that it inspires the same level of zeal and enthusiasm I tend to show for KH. I'm talking about Tally Hall. They're an obscure rock band from Ann Arbor.
Shout out to Michigan.
Exactly. I was going to say that's close to us.
Michigan.
The most known thing about them is that their frontman, Rob Cantor, wrote Actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf, that meme song from a few years back. Oh my
That's
God.
a banger.
That's so good. Anyways, They only put out 2 albums directly, but they also have tons of side projects that round out their library. I would say that Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum is the closest thing in the world to a perfect album for me, and I highly recommend it to anyone. Highlights include Greener, Haiku, To Love, and Ruler of Everything. Hawaii Part 2, a very experimental side project, is also fantastic. Dream Suite in C Major is an amazing finale track that brings in elements from the whole album. Beautiful. Seriously, much like KH, I could talk for hours about these guys. I highly encourage anyone to check out anything made by any of the members.
Well, you know what, Broomdocs? You sold me.
I know, I'm pretty sold on that.
I'll just go watch the Shia LaBeouf video.
The actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf. I did not know that was made by an actual rock band.
Well, no, it's just the singer.
I know,
I've
but like
seen
I
his,
didn't know that it was like anything besides like some I don't know.
He has like a YouTube channel where he does like
I know
different music
still
based like projects and
right.
experiments and stuff.
It's still like a weird side project, but I didn't know it was actually like anyone that was connected to any other real
Yeah.
music venture.
Yeah, I think anybody's connected to
That's true.
like I have a band, but no one knows
Whatever.
because Kingdom Hearts is my more important project.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Okay.
Sean 2.0, Mike's Union, shout out.
Shout out to the Shawns.
Shout out to the Seans and the members of Mike's Union.
Okay.
We like pretzels, soft ones.
This is a really lame answer that took me days to come up with. I don't really have any music that makes me think of KH outside of KH music. KH music is very unique to me. I tend to choreograph scenes in my head while I'm listening to music. I listen to the Star Wars scores a lot, and sometimes I'll just replace the lightsabers in my head with keyblades. A New Alliance, specifically from The Last Jedi, Kylo Ren and Rey versus the Praetorian Guard, gets played a lot, and I choreograph keyblade fights to it a lot. It's just a good fight song.
Love it. That new movie's coming out pretty quick.
Yeah.
I know. Wait, when is that?
December.
It's in like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, December something. Sometime before we turn to 2020.
Yeah, I think it's
Sheesh.
December 20.
December 2019.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Kyrie's bro.
So when I first played Kingdom Hearts, I was 9. I found a copy of Deep Dive on LimeWire. It was labeled Kingdom Hearts Secret Movie. Someone had made an AMV using Daniel Bedingfield. I gotta get through this. My dumb kid self thought that was the theme for Deep Dive and never realized my mistake till going back and playing KH 1.5. But I always relate Daniel Bedingfield to Sora in Kingdom Hearts and fell in love with it over the years.
See, this is the kind of shit I want in an AMV contest, dude. Or an FMV contest. Like, come on. That's good shit.
That is good shit. I can't on LimeWire. That's amazing to me.
Yeah,
It still
LimeWire.
existed when that came out.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was so long ago
that was
too. But
that was LimeWire Bear Share.
Bear share.
that was like the prime time for that.
After Napster got shut down, that's when the rise of those. Tyler says, as an additive to my question of the week answer, I'm a very lyrics-oriented guy, so any series that have such good music to me without lyrics would be Persona, KH, Pokemon, Guilty Gear, Bloodborne, stuff like that. And I think
that's it for like all
That's
the
it.
answers.
so. Jason, Tara, do you guys have answers to this question?
I mean, mine's easy because mine's my same answer as last week. And it's Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It's just, there's so many songs where the second that I hear the song or like the theme, I'm back like 8 years in time at least. And I'm just like, it just makes you relive those moments like when you first, where we're like really into it. And I think KH does the same for a lot of people. First time you hear like Kyrie's theme or anything like that, it's gonna take you back to the first time you heard it. So yeah, there's just so many different themes and songs, especially from like if I hear any Dynasty Warriors 4 songs, and then like any of the like main themes that like haven't changed over the years.
Right. Definitely.
I don't know if I have an answer. Just
That's
because
okay.
I feel like I couldn't research it beforehand because I didn't keep up with the question of the week.
That's okay. That's okay. I can answer it.
Okay, you answer.
So first of all, because of the games having the same composer, a lot of Final Fantasy 15 music really makes me think of Kingdom Hearts, especially the battle music. Like the battle music in 15 is so similar to KH music that when I first played episode Duskai, the demo for Final Fantasy 15, I thought this is Kingdom Hearts music. Now Yoko does a good enough job to differentiate the two.
Yeah.
But there's certain points where they cross over and you go, wow, that's Kingdom Hearts music.
And it's magical.
It is. If we're still talking video games, Chrono Cross is another one that I will always
Stan.
because I stand
You
Chrono
do
Cross
stand
because it has the same nostalgia feeling for me when I hear the music. A lot of Final Fantasy does as well. Super Mario RPG is another one to reference because
That's a
that
good
is
one.
also a Yoko Shimomura joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like one of her first.
Forgot
joints.
about that.
Yep.
That would make sense.
And it's on the Super Nintendo, so it doesn't have the clarity that the other music does, but it's
Right.
still like you could still hear like the
It's-
Kingdom Hearts influence on it.
It's still
and-
there,
or
yeah.
I guess you can hear the Super Mario RPG influence on Kingdom Hearts. And what's interesting about that is she again was taking a property that didn't belong to. It wasn't an original property. It's Mario, and she has to take. It was probably a good, like, way for her to dip her feet into that kind of thing for what she did with Disney later, where she had to make it sound like Mario. You know what I mean? So that's really
Yeah.
interesting to think about. If we're talking not video game music, there's just a lot of songs that, like, when I was a kid, I saw a cringy AMV for, and that makes me
Okay.
think of Kingdom Hearts. Like, well, there's the D12 song that we always laugh about.
Oh, my band.
My band.
Oh God, my band. I
that
love
makes
that.
me think of that makes me think of
cringy.
specifically Vanitas. Now when what's the name of the rapper, the big guy?
Bizarre.
When he I just think of Vanitas because that part is done so well in that video.
It really is.
You know, Superman video. I was in the back, and Vanitas is just like hanging out in the background.
Oh my God.
That I think of that. A lot of Linkin Park. There were a lot of Linkin Park AMVs, like what's the song? Numb. You know. and,
Yeah. Makes sense.
Crawling and you know the early Linkin Park stuff was really
The edgelord
yeah,
music.
yeah.
Edgelord, oh
And
my
then
God.
I don't think this exists, but I want it to. I want a Ohio is for Lovers.
No.
Hearts AMV. I
Oh.
can't make it on my own. I can't make it on my own. 'Cause my heart is in Ohio.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell
Hawthorne
yeah.
Heights
Hawthorne
forever.
Heights.
I'm going to get a Hawthorne Heights tat, I think.
No.
Yeah. Right here. Double H.
I'm gonna break up with you.
It's just gonna
Oh, wow.
it's just gonna say Nikki FM.
Oh, boy.
I have another answer.
Okay.
And it's Golden Sun music.
Ooh.
Golden Sun. Very specifically Isaac battle theme.
Yep, it's a good song.
Straight banger.
Never really played Golden Song, but you always talk about it, and I've heard that song a lot.
It's good. It's good. It was one of those things where like especially like, you know, the battle music when I first heard like Final Fantasy VIII, like Force Your Way and all that stuff, I was like, dude, this is like the same type of like hype, like Golden Sun music. Because I remember it was one of the it was like the only like RPG type of game that I pretty much owned.
That was your gateway RPG for sure.
Yeah, because it was on the Game Boy Advance,
Right.
you know, and it was so good. I'm so shocked that there hasn't been like just a remaster of that game. Honestly.
Nintendo hates you.
Like, honestly.
Shigeru Miyamoto called me, and he said, you know who I really hate? Your brother Jason. I said, Miyamoto-san, why would you say that to me? That's pretty fucked. And
He
was
loves all of your games,
like,
Miyamoto.
he's like, he loves all your games. And he was like, I'm just going to make Animal Crossing. And he hung up the phone.
No,
That's what he said, dude. It was pretty fucked. Nomura was there.
I have to
Nomura's here in
listen
the
to it
corner, tied up. That's a joke for later. But he was there, and he heard it. We were on speakerphone. Anyway, that was the question of the week this week. Jason, what's the question of the week next week?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say.
I like putting him on the spot like this. He doesn't know.
Oh,
I'm
he
gonna ask
never-
him. He never knows.
Oh.
Yeah.
He never knows.
Every
but-
single time I've come up with one,
It's like a homework
it's
assignment.
just off the top of my head, and it's okay. You're locked.
Wait,
in a
we had
building
suggestions.
with
We have suggestions. Hold on.
Miyamoto.
and he tells you he's never going to make a golden sun.
What you doing?
And you have one bullet. And Hitler and Osama bin Laden are in there with you.
Jesus.
You have one bullet. Who do you shoot? Actually, this suggestion comes from Hallelujah.
Okay.
And it fits in with this week's question of the week. So next week's question of the week, if you had to pick a song for the next Kingdom Hearts opening, what song would you pick? You know what song I'm picking. I can't make it on my own. Cause my heart is in Ohio.
I don't know how Cage 3 ended, so I can't choose.
Wait, you don't have to know how it ended.
No, it's for the next Cage game? Right?
Yeah, but you just picking a song.
No,
You don't know what
I want it to go with other things
you
that I
don't
know
know
about
what
everything else.
You don't know what the movie's gonna be at all.
I mean,
That's true.
even yeah.
That's true.
even if you knew how it
so.
ended, you don't know what the movie's gonna be.
I
So just go,
know.
hey, just pick a song that you think would fit, and that
No,
is like Ohio is for lovers,
Yeah.
I can't.
because that's the best song.
No.
But that's the question of the week next week. Thank you guys for joining us for the question of the week. We are now going to take a break, and when we come back, we are going to have our Kingdom Hearts 1 retrospective. This is going to be a long-ass episode of the podcast, everybody. So I hope you're... Look, we're spoiling you guys. You got an extra episode this week with Blue Kingdom. Okay? You got what's going to be a 2-hour podcast this week. The same week as you got that.
Right.
And then you're still getting one next week. We're not going anywhere. And we didn't even talk about Thanksgiving.
Right. Also, who knows when the Remind DLC is going
Right.
to pop up? So
This-
unless it just somehow drops like the perfect time for us to talk about it when we record, because like half the week there's like
It's going to drop on like...
it's going to drop on like Thursday.
Right. And then we're going to have to record emergency podcast button, hit it.
Right.
And then we're going to, so you guys, you're spoiled fans.
We spoil you.
Just kidding. We love you. And we're excited that we are able to make so much content for you.
Yeah.
Tara's excited to be here.
Yes.
Our special guest is coming up next. But before we get to that, I want you guys to tell me one thing you're thankful for. Because here in America, we celebrate that we stole the land from the Native Americans by eating turkey together and saying what we're thankful for.
That is true.
That is true.
I am thankful for Tetsuya Nomura and the fact that he still makes Kingdom Hearts, and he could just be going off making whatever he wants, but he still makes Kingdom Hearts.
Right.
That's what I'm thankful for. Just kidding. I'm thankful for all of the members of the Discord and all of our fans. We are so thankful for you guys. We wouldn't be doing this without you. I mean, we do it for our own enjoyment, but it's nice that there's someone there rooting us on and telling us and interacting, and we've gotten to know so many good people just from doing this, and that's I'm so very thankful for that.
Yeah.
And thankful for all of you. So thank you.
All of you very talented people.
Yes. Oh my gosh, the box is drawing us some thumbnails.
Fire.
Oh, they're
Straight
so
fire.
good. I'm so excited to use them.
Dude, yeah. And it's like between like we just have so many like talented people that like in our Discord that there's just like there's stuff for everybody in the Discord. Like
And speaking of that, we actually have another Audible ad this week from Hallelujah.
exactly.
And Hallelujah has blessed us with something. I should really save this one for Christmas because it is such a treat and a gift. We are going to hear from Alias and Dylan. Which I haven't heard from them since Kingdom Hearts 2, and they weren't, Lexius Chain of Memories.
Yeah.
And there wasn't voice acting in there was. But we
Very
haven't
minuscule amount.
we have never heard from their regular forums. So,
Ever.
hope you enjoy the Audible ad with Alias and Dylan. And when we come back, we have a special guest joining us with the Kingdom Hearts 1 retrospective. We'll see you in a minute.
Who's actually been here the whole time, just listening to us.
Yeah, this guest has just been listening the whole time. We made him sit here and listen. I mean, her or him. It. Okay, we'll be right back. Hey guys, so here's the deal. We had a weird recording error when recording our guest, and luckily we lucked out because his voice was coming through our TV and it bled into the mics we were using to record. And so therefore I could save the audio, but it sounds very bad. I had to put a lot of gain on it and make sure that you guys could understand what he was saying. There are a couple times where I was conscious of the TV bleed, and so I muted our mics while he was talking. And for those spots, I had to kind of fill in what he said so you guys would understand what was going on. I've fixed this problem for next time we have a guest that's coming through over a internet connection. So this won't happen in the future. I'm sorry that this wasn't great audio, but I hope you'll bear with it for this week because it is a very special guest and we are very excited to have him. Anyway, thank you guys for being awesome. And next time we do a guest like this, the audio will be 10 times, if not more, better. So thank you for being with us even when I screw crap up like this. Enjoy the rest of the podcast. Hello and welcome back to the Ansem Report podcast. This is episode number 44. We're in the middle of it, so if you didn't know what episode it was, that's pretty weird that you're starting in the middle of our podcast. I'm Mike, and Jason is with me as always, and we have two very, very special guests to talk about Kingdom Hearts 1. First, we have my lovely girlfriend, Tara.
Hi.
Who just recently beat Kingdom Hearts 1 for the first time in her life.
One of us. One of us. One of us.
And then, don't call it a comeback, ladies and gentlemen. He's been here for years. The master of masters has returned to the Ansem Report podcast. Addison, how you doing?
Oh, man, I'm just doing fantastic today. Thanks for having me, guys.
We are excited to have you. I know there's a lot of people in the Discord that have been asking for you. You made such an impact on the podcast in 4 episodes or however many you're on. I don't really understand. I think you suck, but here we are talking to Addison, the master of masters.
That's good to do. I mean, it feels good to have that reaction. And you know what? Like, it's been a while. I would say at least, 40 episodes you guys have done since the last time I was on here?
Something like that. If not 40, like 30.
Yeah, it's been a while. And you guys are still going, so kudos to you.
Oh, thank you. Wow, that's so sweet. What a nice guy the Master of Masters is. Who would have thought? Anyway, let's talk Kingdom Hearts 1, you guys. I kind of wanted to do like a retrospective of Kingdom Hearts 1. And this is something I think we want to do, every few episodes or so. We sit down with a different Kingdom Hearts game that we've played and we go, hey, how do you feel about this?
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, exactly. So, T,
Yes.
you played Kingdom Hearts 1 for the very first time recently.
Very first time.
Do you have anything that pops in the mind when you think about Kingdom Hearts 1? Any thoughts about it now that you've completed it?
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts.
All right, let us have it.
Well, I think the not issue with it was, but like, I did start playing 3 before I started playing 1, and then we stopped, and then started playing 1. So there were
confusion.
Yeah, I already had a lot of confusion, and that just added to the confusion. But we didn't get too far into Kingdom Hearts 3, so
we were at Tangled.
Yeah, so we weren't too far in, but I think going backwards was just a really different experience. It was it was a lot harder for me to play. I'm not like much of a gamer anyways, I would say, compared to these boys here, but it was way harder for me to do like the game mechanics in itself on 1 than 3.
Yeah.
But
you can't just like mash X as much as you can like in the new ones.
Right.
That's actually something I noticed when we were playing together too, is that like in 3 you tap X and you just float directly to whatever enemy.
God.
And 1 you really have to make sure you're in range of the enemy because he won't continue his combo if you don't connect. And
yeah.
It was way harder for me to connect with the like fighting and everything right away. I mean, I think by the end I got used to it quite a bit. I think Michael could say that too, but it was just a difficult transition, I guess, but I really enjoyed the game. That's not to say that I didn't like it.
It's tough
was really different.
when you have a game that has a new iteration and then you try to go back to the old ones.
Right.
It sometimes is tough. I mean, that game was made in 2004.
Exactly.
So 15 years ago. That's pretty. Oh wait, no, not 2004. It was 2002, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say
4 was
earlier.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got.
So even earlier.
Sorry, everybody.
I just thought it like overall though it was funny though too, like because we're playing the remix obviously, and so
Right.
there's like some parts of the graphics that are like really good, and then you'll see like a flat face, which I think is so funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just really liked
That was
part of
something
it.
she was pointing out a lot, where it'd
I
be
was
like,
just like, "Look at
Sora
his
has
face."
animated face or Donald Goofy, and then you cut the Leon and he has like flat face and his mouth's just like moving not to what he's saying.
And I was like, what are the like? What happened here? I don't know.
Yeah.
Other general thoughts. I'm trying to think of more.
Well, if you don't have anything or not, we can pass the
Yeah.
baton
Okay.
to someone else. Addison, you got anything? Any fond memories of Kingdom Hearts 1?
Yeah, I mean, we could talk for days about the memories tied to Kingdom Hearts 1, but I would just say, looking back at Kingdom Hearts 1, it was, at the time...
So Addison said something really profound here about how Kingdom Hearts didn't have the lead up like Kingdom Hearts 3 does, yet it was still the driving force behind our fan base and everything to do with Kingdom Hearts. And so the reason I don't have this audio here is because we were having his audio come through our TV, and so we could hear it, and it was coming through on our mics, and so I thought, oh, it'd be fun if I mute it, and that way I don't have to do as much editing. What I didn't realize is I would need that audio. Luckily, I didn't do that for the rest of the episode, so most of his audio should be intact.
All these people that you've got now that follow your podcasts and look for your content, and that all started with Kingdom Hearts 1. It was really, I don't know, I mean, it really, it had something, and it made us keep coming back, and you know what, it's, more power to Papa Nomura to creating this genius vision that us suckers can't get enough of.
All hail Papa Nomura. It's funny. I was listening to what you were saying, Addison, and I was just like, man, this guy doesn't show up for 40 podcasts, and he comes back and just nails it.
Right, like who follows that up, dude?
Yeah, who is this guy?
So the podcast is now over. We're ending it here.
Yeah, Addison just ended it for us.
This is the peak.
Yeah.
I guess I just got pent up KH energy. Honestly, I mean, I'm like so disconnected from anything KH right now, honestly. That's probably why I haven't been on the podcast so long. I feel like I'm a little out of the loop, but if we're talking KH1, I think no issues there. I can definitely contribute, hopefully, some insightful stuff to that.
Well, and you got good timing, because it seems like that Remind DLC is sooner than we think. So you got to be ready for that. Jason, you are a big Kingdom Hearts fan.
This is true.
Believe it or not.
This is true.
And if you could pick a moment from Kingdom Hearts 1 that you would say is your favorite, what would you go with on that?
That's a hard question. I would say, like, the moment that like I probably spent the most, like, having fun doing and stuff, especially like first time playing through when I was real little, has got to be the Coliseum.
Yeah,
The Coliseum's just got so much in it.
it's a good time.
All the crazy boss battles, and like that's where like I learned to get good.
Oh,
To get
because that's an important thing to you, is to be very good
get
at these
good.
games.
Well, also I was like a kid, so
Right.
like I sucked.
That's where you learned to strike raid Sephiroth into oblivion.
No, I didn't. I never beat him.
I
never
taught you how to beat Sephiroth with the strike raid. It was me.
like as a kid. I feel like I never even got it to where like his health bar moved because he has more than the max amount can show.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah,
I'm
he's got
hitting
that
him.
purple bar.
Yeah, he's got purple, and then you hit him a bunch, and it doesn't even move, and you're
Yeah.
like, "Am I even doing damage?"
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was before they started putting the little dots next to the
Yeah.
health bar so you knew how many bars they had.
Yeah, it was just like the colors. And you're like,
Yeah.
Jesus, what's after purple?
Right.
That's another thing is like when you fight bosses and they have a new color, and you're like,
You're like, oh my god, Dragon Maleficent.
yeah.
T, I want to call you out for Dragon Maleficent because I actually think that was your that was when I was the most impressed with you.
I know. Mike was like, "What are you doing? How are you doing this?"
She absolutely destroyed Dragon Maleficent, and I was just like,
It was like 2 minutes. And he was like, "Wait, I think you left the room for a minute," and you were like, "Wait, you were done with that?" And I was
yeah.
like,
She absolutely
yes?
destroyed
Question
it.
mark?
Like, and I was just like, what in the hell? Because that, to me, is one of the fights I remember being like, I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was like a cheat. And you'd go hide under, when it was spitting fire, you'd go hide under the roots and it couldn't hit you.
"Oh, you didn't give me the cheat codes when we were playing." How
You didn't
dare
need
I'm just
it.
kidding.
Yeah.
You didn't need it. You destroyed Dragon Maleficent. And I was just like, what in the...
It was like trial by fire, but like
Right.
you were way stronger than the fire.
Yeah. That game is harder than I remember because I helped her out with a couple of bosses that are,
I could
you know,
not do some of those.
Hollow Bastion Riku.
Gruesome game mechanics.
So yeah, some of the gruesome game mechanics.
I'm like
are,
one of those people that are like, if I have like died twice, I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
Like my rage takes over.
well, and it's not just rage; it's panic.
She gets tilted.
She'll go, no,
no.
no. You take the controller. You take the controller. No. And so,
What if I died again?
I beat Hollow Bastion Riku, but he was tough. But I beat him first try. I just did a lot of dodging and a lot of
Yeah.
What was the one that we were struggling on?
It was
The last-
Ansem
Oh yeah, he was such
in
a
the
dick.
dome.
Okay.
Where you fight the dark side and then you fight Ansem.
Oh
He's
my-
a cock, dude.
He was
Yes.
such a cock.
We were on beginner.
The one where he like charges nonstop.
Yeah, he charges and you can block him and counter it.
What is that thing?
But he does
Guard?
The Guardian.
Guardian.
He's the
that's what it
guardian,
is.
and then he does the submit.
Submit.
And when you
Oh,
submit, you
fuck.
can't attack him when he has you because guardian just keeps popping up and like grabbing you if you hit the X button at the wrong time. And he does once you get him to a certain health, his loop is submit and then DM, and you can't touch him during his DM. So he'll DM, and then you got to dodge away if the Guardian touches you,
So
which
you
it has a long ass range. You're stuck in that, and so I got stuck in this loop at one point
Oh
where
my
I
God,
couldn't
I was
damage
like,
him,
we'll never
and I
get
couldn't
out.
because I couldn't dodge his Guardian well enough. It sucked. It was the worst.
You had to submit.
We
Yeah.
did that for like an hour. It felt like an hour.
Okay, it was not an hour.
It
Do
felt
not
like
shame
an
me on this podcast.
Mike took 4 hours to beat beginner Ansem.
Don't
Oh my
shame me on
God.
this podcast, Tara.
I am shaming you. It was hard.
But that game has an interesting challenge to it where part of it is looking through the lens of the newer games, right? Like she was saying earlier. But part of it is it's kind of obtuse. Like it's kind of even with the like upgrades to the final mix upgrades where you can move the camera with the stick instead of the shoulder buttons, or
Yeah.
you can. It's still kind of just a weird, obtuse game that we were more forgiving of back in 2002 or whatever.
Yeah.
It just didn't have the flow like
Right.
Kingdom Hearts game today does. It's kind of blocky. It doesn't, control it as I don't know if I want to say as well. I guess that's a matter of perspective, but it just feels different. And I could see, going back to what Tara said, it was very difficult to go from Kingdom Hearts 3 to 1. Absolutely. I mean, it's just the way it was designed. It wasn't as user friendly.
Mhm.
It wasn't, or I should say, it wasn't as easy to just pick up and do.
Right.
Right, I'd say like 100% Kingdom Hearts 3 was like something I felt like I could easily pick up, especially when we were like at Disney Springs and I had never played a game of it before and we were doing the trial that came out.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I felt like I could easily like pick it up and do it, and then when we were starting this game, Kingdom Hearts 1, it was like I was like, Mike, you got to tell me what I'm doing. Like
Right.
I don't
Well, and
know
that's
what
how
I'm
3's
doing.
designed.
Mhm.
3's kind of was designed to be a easy game for beginners to pick up, at least from a gameplay standpoint.
Yeah.
It's true because
Story-
it was so long after the fact. Anyways, it's like a whole new section
Right.
of people. But anyway, sorry.
For sure. No, that's a good point. My favorite thing about that though that happened when we were playing is when you defeat an enemy in Kingdom Hearts 1, it drops money, it drops MP orbs, it drops health orbs, right? And so we're in Traverse Town and Tara's fighting Heartless, and she goes, "Do I really have to run over every single one of these to collect it?" And I go, I said, "Yeah, you get a move later where it sucks them to you, but in Kingdom Hearts 3, that's just
It
there.
just happens.
That's just
Yeah.
part of it,
True.
right?"
I was like, I'm
True.
so annoyed. I have to like actually run around, otherwise it disappears.
And knowing her, she has to collect every single little thing. Me,
Yeah.
I just run over it and move on to the next thing. She's like, "Nope, there's a piece of money over there. I need to go get that."
Yeah.
And so she's collecting every single thing. So it's funny to contrast the two games because Kingdom Hearts 3 by the time they made 3, they've learned a lot of things about what, respecting the player's time and respecting like giving you it's a lot like what Pokemon does now, where
Right.
you used to have to go into the menu, hit cut, wait, you're not standing in the right direction at the bush, go back into the menu, hit cut, like now you just talk to the tree. They don't even have cut anymore, right?
No, it's not even.
They
in
got
the game.
rid of that. So it's just like it's funny just to see over 20 years
Yeah.
how something changes and gets better and more
Yeah.
more user friendly, I guess.
Yeah, well, because it's like a feedback thing. Like, there's a lot of games, like systems in the game where it's like, okay, you do this, and then you get this. Well, then people are like, then the next thing is, okay, well, how can we make it so in the game you can get upgrades for this thing, right? And then over time, it's like people are like, well, why don't you just start out with that?
Right.
Like,
right,
it's like
like,
experience share in Pokemon.
Do I need to use AP to suck up money? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
is that really like beneficial gameplay?
Right,
No,
right.
it's not. But I get why it was there because that's what games did
Right.
more back then. They didn't figure that out yet.
Yeah. Well, and it's kind of like it was the first kind of game to be like that. You know what I mean? Where it's like it's a 3D thing where you're running around and you're fighting and there's the combos and everything. But so it's like there's that system of doing that. So it's like when you're making for example, like PUBG was a mod for Arma 3 originally. And then it became Battle Royale, and then all the different iterations of Battle Royales, and now it's like pretty much anyone could pick it up. Whereas like the mod in Arma 3 was like really confusing, pretty unplayable. Like they don't really tell you a whole lot about it. And so it's just one of those things in gaming where it just gets
Iteration.
better and easier and more fun.
For sure. All right, Addison, you got anything else to say about that, or are we ready to move on?
You can move on.
All right.
I have something to say.
Oh, what's that, T?
I mean, it's kind of going off of what you're talking about, but in terms of like you talking about how I'm the type of person that has to like go around and get everything. I guess I didn't like in 3. I felt like I knew like I was going through story play like really quickly, but in 1, I felt like I was more inclined to like find other things, and it was taking way longer.
Well,
Does that like I
no,
mean
no. 1 does a great job of enticing you, even though they're kind of like weird boxed diorama environments. It does a really good job of enticing you to explore and look for those Dalmatians
Right.
or.
The
I mean,
puppies.
the thing that will always disappoint me is, we found a chest. What's it going to be? And then Viagra G, and it's like we don't want gummy shit parts,
Yeah.
but like it still does a really good job of. And I don't think Kingdom Hearts has really nailed that sense. I think 1 just does an excellent job of. It's not like an open world, but it makes you want to explore every single part of it, as opposed to like a lot of times 3 you just kind of run through. 3 does better than 2 did.
Yeah.
For sure.
2 is definitely like corridor sim, like you're just running right through corridors.
Right.
Right. Well, I don't know. I just felt like there was so much of Kingdom Hearts 1 that we did not do
That's
in
very
terms of that.
That's very
And,
true. We
like-
didn't beat all the Coliseum stuff. We didn't collect all the Dalmatians. We didn't complete Jiminy's Journal.
There's
No, we did the
there's a
Colosseum.
lot.
We didn't do all of it.
Oh, we didn't.
No,
Oh,
there's like
Jesus.
really hard bosses in the
Yeah.
Coliseum.
Yeah, we did up until we had to lock the keyhole,
Oh, right.
which is pretty much. But there's just one. There's like 100 fight tournament
Oh my god.
that you can take. I think it's 10 fights at a time, right?
Something like that. I can't
I think
remember.
once you get like if you go 10 or 100 to 90, then you can
Right.
start at 90 if you quit from there.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't. I mean, I didn't play 3 for that long, but I didn't feel myself like getting not distracted by those things, but I guess that'd be the word. But like, I was just going through the story. I was more interested in the story. Where in 1, I was like, "Ooh, I want to find everything."
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think in
want
3, Toy
everything.
Box does a really good job.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 3 does a better job than 2 for sure, and other games. But 1, I think they just nailed the collectibles, and I think.
And there's like the Metroidvania part of it too, where it's like
with the Trinities.
Where it's like, hey, you can't do this yet until you come back.
Right.
And that's one thing I remember as a kid being like, why can't I do this? I want to know what this does.
Right.
I have to know what this does.
And then you did it, and it was like Viagra gummy. And
Yeah,
you're
it was like
oh,
all like Sora, Donald, and Goofy like all get on top of each other's shoulders or whatever, and then like some money rains down or something, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, those animations were cool. I wish they did that still. I like the Trinities.
Yeah.
I think they're goofy, pun intended, but it's like, having Donald, then Sora, then Goofy run into a fucking wall to get through the wall. You know what I mean? Like, it's just funny. It's like it's cartoony, like Disney stuff, and like
I like that.
yeah,
And teamwork.
and it's teamwork, which is a huge part of them as a trio. All right, do you guys want to hear some Kingdom Hearts 1 trivia?
Oh God.
What?
Do I ever?
Do I ever, he says. Development for Kingdom Hearts 1 began in February of 2000. This was Square's last game before the Square Enix merger,
Okay.
because it used to be called Squaresoft, and then Enix was known for Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior, and then they merged companies right after Kingdom Hearts 1 was released. Here's a little nugget for you guys. Ariel was originally meant to be a Princess of Heart, but in order for her to be captured by Maleficent, the story portion of Ursula giving her legs would have had to take place first. It was already too late in production to add this, so the producers chose Alice as a Princess of Heart, which garnered fan outrage due to not staying true to the Disney princesses. However, after finding out the troublesome production of the game, the fans forgave the game developers.
True.
What?
I
don't know if you ever forgave them. Like,
I didn't.
I don't think
Alice
it's
is a
right.
garbage princess.
Oh my God.
She just does drugs.
I was just talking about this at work the other day because I was thinking about this very topic for some reason. I was like thinking to myself, why the fuck was Alice a Princess of Heart? I was thinking that at work the other day.
That's how you know you're hooked.
I asked my Disney friend who went to Disney World most recently with me. I was like, listen, hear me out. I was like, do you include Alice in Disney princesses when you think of Disney princesses? And she was like, fuck no.
Right.
And I was like, right? This makes no sense. I was like, I just needed your opinion. Okay,
well,
bye.
you know what? We've forgiven the game producers.
Forgiven.
We have forgiven them.
Have we though? I'm still
No, I'm upset still.
No.
Nomura's sitting over in the corner. He's not happy about this topic. He's shaking his head.
He's in the fetal position.
Oh, Addison, I don't know if you know a new gag we do. We pretend Nomura's in the room with us, but not talking.
I didn't know that was.
He's just kind of miming.
I'm kind of scared now.
Sometimes Yoko Shimomura, the composer, is with us too, and we just hang out. We have a cheese plate for him.
It's a really
bad cheese plate.
I was more picturing they were tied up in the corner.
No.
Okay, we don't talk about that part of it, Addison. All right, next fact. The idea for this game came about when producer Shinji Hashimoto met with a Disney executive in an elevator. Square and Disney had worked in the same building in Japan. So it was literally an elevator pitch.
Damn.
That's pretty neat, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys are loving my facts right now, I can tell. All right, here's
I thought this was going to be more like Trivia Crack, where
I know where you were going to ask us the questions.
No, I should have done it a contest.
That's why I said, oh shit, because I was scared that you were going to be like, okay.
No, this is like...
And Jason was going to win everything.
This is like half-assed
probably.
internet research is what this is.
Probably. I thought it would be like, all right, you get to choose either story, character development, or gameplay.
It's like a game
or
show.
dare. It is possible to complete the game without visiting the world's Halloween town in Atlantica.
What?
It's also possible to leave Monstro without having to complete that level too, as Monstro does not have a keyhole.
God, I wish I knew that.
Yeah, I know,
Oh
right?
My God.
Sorry. If the player completes Deep Jungle before Wonderland, the scene after stealing the keyhole is different. When Maleficent mentions the Princess of Heart, Alice is normally shown. However, if the player hasn't completed Wonderland yet, Snow White will be shown instead.
What? I wish that happened for me.
If the player completes Hollow Bastion before Olympus Coliseum, Maleficent will not appear in the scene with Hades. So there's a little... you don't realize it because to me, I just complete the game in order how they gave me the worlds. But
Yeah.
I also saw if you don't complete Monstro before completing Hollow Bastion, and then you go back, the cutscene with Riku, where he has Pinocchio, is like incredibly short. He just kind of says, "You're not Riku," and then they fight.
Right. Because
Where
it couldn't be.
Right. And so it's super interesting that they thought, well, it's possible to not beat this, so we need to make sure we have a different cutscene. You know?
Yeah.
That's pretty intense stuff. You know?
Right.
Like maybe I have forgiven the developers for the aerial thing.
You're saying that with like a smirk, though.
Maybe I have. Because
Wait.
I'm not sure I believe it.
But you were saying that you would not have to be Atlantica.
Yeah, you can just skip it, I guess.
Oh my god. Okay.
What would that trigger you to not beat Atlantica?
A little bit. I felt like that was the hardest for me to like navigate.
Yes.
Because I'm not great at moving my hands.
I'm excited to see how T feels about KH2 Atlantica as opposed to KH1 Atlantica.
Why?
Don't spoil it.
Yeah,
Don't
but not-
spoil it.
I was gonna say why.
Don't spoil it, but we'll see which one she likes better.
Okay.
It's
Damn.
pretty divisive.
I need
divisive.
to play KH too.
All right, here's
been
another
like a
fact
year.
that we've talked about a lot, but I just want to bring it up again. Before the game was released in the U.S., Square held a name-in-game contest. A person named Kurt Ziza won the contest, and his name was used for a hidden boss in the game. So we all know this. However, I'm just putting out the antenna again. We want Kurt Ziza on the podcast. I want to talk to this man. So if anybody knows Kurt Ziza, send him our way. I want to talk to the man whose name was in Kingdom Hearts because he has a baller name too.
For real.
His name could have been like Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
Coach of the Bulls and the Lakers in the 90s. But he could have had a normal name is my point.
Yeah.
And instead he has a dope-ass name like Kurt Ziza? Come on.
That's true. I
All
feel
right.
like it's rigged.
Yeah, like that wasn't really his
Conspiracy.
name.
Yeah.
It was Kurt, like, Schilling. I don't know why I'm naming sports people. All right, next fact. Sora, Riku, and Kairi are named after the three primary elements of nature. In Japanese, Riku means land, Kai means ocean, and Sora means sky. The name Kairi could originate from the Japanese word hikari, which means light, because she is the only untainted main character.
Why did you say it like that?
Because I don't know that she is. Hikari is the Japanese version of simple and clean, though the lyrics have an entirely different meaning. So
Wow.
I just thought that I never knew that Riku meant land. I knew Sora meant sky
Yeah.
because
That's
people
just a
the
common
whole Final Fantasy versus 13 versus 13, however you say it, thing where Noctis means night sky. And so Nomura always names his favorite characters after sky. The original data and assets for Kingdom Hearts have been lost forever.
Wait, I knew that.
This is the reason Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix has had to be made from the ground up.
Damn.
I felt like I knew that.
Yeah, I think
don't
I
know-
told you that.
I was gonna say I felt like I knew that. I don't know how, but
Here's a quote from Daddy Nomura on it. Kingdom Hearts was created a long, long time ago. The original data was missing already. It was lost, so we had to research to dig out the original game and recreate everything for HD.
This
It
sounds
was
like
not that
a
easy.
plot point.
I know
The data was lost forever.
Yeah. Maybe that's where he came up with Recoded. Is he was like, what if we lost the data and it attacked us?
All right. There were some bugs in it.
All right, my last half-assed internet
Trivia
fact.
Trivia crack.
Trivia cracked.
Ask it. Tell it to us in a question.
Oh, I think I can make it into a question.
really. Okay.
Which reoccurring Final Fantasy summon was planned for Kingdom Hearts 1?
You just had to ask the hardest question for me, didn't you?
Just something that Tara would have absolutely no idea
fucking
about.
Clue.
This summon,
It was planned, but it didn't happen.
it was planned, it didn't happen. There's actually, if you use cheat codes, and its name is in the game data, but when you go to execute it, the game crashes because there's nothing there.
Right.
What? That's weird.
Was this character in any of the other Kingdom Hearts?
No. No, this is a traditional Final Fantasy summon.
I think it's like Ifrit, isn't it?
Nope.
Bahamut?
It is Bahamut.
Dude, that was my first
king of
guess,
the
but I was like,
dragons.
no way it was Bahamut. That's
King
too
of the
cool.
Dragons, Bahamut.
Can you please explain that?
So in Final Fantasy, you summon all the summons are based off like deities or like
Yeah.
Ancient gods or ancient myths.
Right.
And Bahamut, I believe, is a Japanese legend. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah.
But
what happens?
Bahamut is like a big dragon, and so like in like Final Fantasy VII, you can summon this big dragon to do a big attack, kind of like you can summon Simba
Yeah.
or
Mushu.
or
Yeah.
Genie in Kingdom Hearts 1. It's the same idea, but it's just this giant dragon, and it uses a move called Mega Flare, which is
So like the game coding was like in it, but then
so they originally planned to put him in there, and then they must have scrapped it. But a lot of times, what happens in video games is they will plan something and then have to scrap it, and it would take
it's
too
long
easier
to
to
delete
bury
it.
it. Yeah, it's easier to bury it than to just delete
Yeah.
it outright.
It's
It's
so
kind of like
crazy
the
to me.
folder for that info is still there,
Right.
but they just didn't delete the folder.
So, and like you can use like Game Sharks and stuff to like access it, and then if there's something there, it will do it. But for that, it's literally it was just a menu title, and so you click it,
Weird.
and then the game crashes because it doesn't know what to do.
it's like meh.
Yeah, pretty interesting stuff, right?
Yeah.
Bahamut
I
nukes
think
your
that's
game.
Pretty interesting stuff.
Just
Bahamut nukes your
game.
house. He flies over
Oh,
and kills your house with Mega Flare.
Wow.
I didn't like how you said that like so seriously.
He
Like
kills your house.
Not you, just the house.
Yeah. Anyway,
It takes the house's soul.
I wanted my house to go out. I guess that's possibly the only way.
yeah, it's better than like I don't know.
I would
There's-
claim insurance on it.
Exactly.
you
That's
know?
what I was
Right.
going to say. There's some controversy. You just took out some insurance on
Do you think
it.
we could pay Bahamut to destroy our house? How much you think that dragon wants? Now we're just gonna talk more Kingdom Hearts 1 because that's what we've been doing.
Right.
I want to know if you guys think, not if you think, what you think has aged the worst, and we kind of touched on this a little bit. But what has aged the worst in Kingdom Hearts 1? Whether it be a game mechanic or a story part or something like that.
Who's first?
Whoever has the idea first.
I mean, I've already kind of talked about the game mechanics.
Yeah.
I feel like that was just so like that's a struggle for me anyways, but
Yep, the game mechanics are probably a good call there.
Honestly, the thing that has aged the worst is the lore. Like,
Yeah.
what you expected to come out of that and then what it came out to be are probably like very, very, very different things.
Yeah.
Like, I guess maybe what I'm saying could be.
So what Addison's saying here is that he doesn't hate the lore or think the lore's bad, but he didn't think Nomura really planned this lore well to fit in with the lore of the other games, and that he took it in a completely different direction after Kingdom Hearts 1 going towards Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, and what's interesting to me too, and what it's really shown a light into my eyes, to use an old phrase, is going through the Ansem reports.
Yeah.
Nomura had no fucking clue what was if there was going to be a sequel, where he was going with it, and it's very obvious. And I think to me that's what's aged the worst. Is it's like
Like he knew something was there, right? Because or else
he
like,
probably had ideas, but like
Yeah.
there's like the biggest one is Ansem himself.
Yeah.
Like he even when he was I read a quote from him, and he can confirm this over in the corner of the room tied up, but I read a quote from him that said something along the lines of he wrote those reports but then was like, man, this Ansem doesn't seem like a very good person that I designed like boss fight wise, and the tone doesn't really match with the reports, so I had to create a separate Ansem. And it's like, yeah, he didn't plan that shit, like, you know, it
how would you?
well, right. You don't know if this is just you were given this project by Square and Disney, you know, by these producers came up with and said, "Here, Nomura-san, make this game with." And they originally were gonna have Mickey Mouse be the main character, and then he wanted Donald Duck to be the main character, and they told him no. So then he created his own character, and like there was just so much that I read about this game in the past couple days, like getting ready for this podcast, where it's like. No one knew what was happening with this. No one knew it was going to be a big hit, you know.
Right.
I'd like to ask him, like, did you know that this was going to be good, you know?
I guess it's weird for me because I don't know the next part of the story.
Right.
So like you saying that, I'm like okay.
Right. Don't worry, we'll get into it. What were you gonna say, Addison?
I think I was going to say, it kind of, I guess that's what I was getting at, is that he didn't really know what he wanted to do, and while the creation of Kingdom Hearts 1 was, like, as a standalone, was, like, really, interesting and kind of, I think a really successful story, interesting story. The fact that he didn't know where he wanted to go with it, I think what he came up with didn't really lend itself to what he later on where he decided to take it, right? He was like, he put himself in a position where he had to, like, jump through all these crazy hoops and these loopholes to try and to make it, make sense.
Yeah, and he's still doing that though. That's the problem. Is I'd agree with you on that, where it's just about him, not knowing that he was gonna have a sequel and not knowing where to go with it. But like he's still like with this Union Cross stuff and with 3 in general, there's still like hoops he's having to jump through in order to make his story work, because he just writes things and then goes, I guess that wasn't a good idea. I'll fix it. On that same token, Jason, did you have an answer to what's aged the worst?
I would say some of the voice acting.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a good call.
There's some bad voice acting, and even just like bad like pacing of it. Like someone will say something and then there's just like a big pause and then somebody says something.
Here's the thing, though. That's like still a part of the series.
It's
still it's not as bad in 3, but
it does happen.
It does happen. It's almost like a conscious choice.
I'm just like not a fan of some of the voice acting because I'm such like a Disney person. I'm like, that's not the that's not who.
Like that's a bad impersonation.
I actually read that the woman who plays Alice and Wendy, she's the same person, did the voice for Kingdom Hearts 1 from like whenever those movies were made. Like how long ago was that?
Good God, a long time
like
ago.
40 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was still the same lady. She's recently retired from doing those voices, but in Kingdom Hearts 1 she did the Wendy and the Alice voice.
Interesting.
Which is pretty interesting. You know who the worst voice actor in this game is? Not to call out anybody, but it's David Boreanaz, who does Squall. David Boreanaz of Angel and Bones and Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
God.
And the episode of BoJack Horseman where Todd rents out BoJack's house like it's David Boreanaz's house. That guy is Squall, and he's fucking terrible.
It is bad.
Yeah.
And I never remembered him being that terrible until we replayed it when we did it for the channel, Jason, and I was just like,
right.
He's so bad.
Genie's is pretty.
Okay.
I do not enjoy that.
Here's the thing.
Homer's
doing his best.
Right? Yeah. I can still like enjoy it, but it's not like.
It's not. The
I don't think anybody can do Robin Williams right.
Right.
R.I.P.
You're right. Dan Castanella does sound a lot like Homer Simpson when he's doing Genie.
Yeah.
But that's his voice.
Like, I didn't know who it was. I knew it wasn't Robin Williams, but then when you said Homer, like I couldn't hear anything but that.
Yeah.
The one beacon of light is Phil.
Yes.
Yeah, but then he's not even voiced later, right?
True.
Well, how dare you? I wouldn't say he's the one beacon of light because we've talked about this quite a bit, and I love Richard Epcar. Yes. But Billy Zane.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Daddy Zane.
Oh God.
Whew, that's some good. I sometimes when I'm editing the podcast, and not as much anymore because I don't put a lot of quotes in there now, but I would just listen to Billy Zane's lines.
Because you have like a folder of all of his lines.
Well, I have one file that is every line from the game.
Yeah.
That he spoke.
Can you finish what you're gonna say? Wait, what do you do when you listen?
I just close my eyes and tilt my head back and relax, and I just listen.
It's soothing.
And I feel like I'm going to turn to darkness. I understand why Riku did what he did. He turned to darkness because he's got Billy Zane whispering in his ear. You know. Yeah. Also, shout out to Mandy Moore, who did Eris in the game, but then didn't do Rapunzel and Tangled in Kingdom Hearts 3, who she actually played in the movie.
I know.
She's a little too good for Kingdom Hearts now. And our boy Lance Bass for voicing Sephiroth.
I was going to say, you can't not say Lance Bass.
Lance Bass. Pretty wild that Lance Bass voices like one of the most badass characters of all time in Sephiroth, you know?
Yeah.
We didn't fight Sephiroth.
I was gonna say
You should be happy we didn't fight Sephiroth.
Yeah, Okay.
And
You'll
lastly,
get like
I know I said lastly already, but I'm scrolling through the
flashbacks.
list on IMDb. And shout out to Gilbert Gottfried for
Yep.
still doing Iago
yeah,
in a bit role.
true.
Because Gilbert Gottfried is great.
My favorite Gilbert Godfrey thing is there's this one tweet, and it's this girl, and she goes, "Imagine having sex with a guy," and he goes, "Say my name," and his name is fucking Gilbert. And then Gilbert Godfrey like retweets and says, "Fuck this tweet." It's so funny.
That is awesome. Gilbert Gottfried's a funny dude. I know people think he's annoying, but I love him.
Yeah, he's so funny. I love him.
Since we talked about what's aged the worst, what do you guys think has aged the best? Wait, I have one more worst. When they did the HD remake, they made their eyes really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Sora's eyes are like giant, weird bulbous balls that are really blue.
They
And,
kind of like orbit around weirdly.
right, and sometimes there's like gaps in between his face and his eye, like when it's moving. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's weird. Anyway, what's aged the best? Does anybody have any answers for that? No, this game sucks.
No.
It's
The
trash. Just
music,
kidding.
because it
The
only gets more nostalgic and better.
Oh, the music.
Whether it's a Disney World, whether it's when you walk away.
Yoko Shimomura is a goddess of music. She just writes the most amazing, like you and Blue Kingdom were talking about earlier this week at the orchestra when he went. Addison and I went to an orchestra, and you're like tearing up when you're sitting there listening to this music because it means so much to you, nostalgic wise.
I'd say
Yeah,
that's
when
the
I'm
best.
sitting there at the orchestra, me at the orchestra.
No, but doesn't the music changes like per the world you're in, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like that's
Well,
clearly,
and
like,
it-
the best
and they're-
aging one because it's always like to me like I don't remember what world we were in, but I was like, oh, like I could totally like this totally fits like the world that it's
Right.
in.
Well, a lot of times she takes like songs from those Disney movies and
Yeah, and, like, redoes them.
remixes
Yeah.
them to be like a familiar but different, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's what is like the best part to me, just because it's like so reminiscent of like that Disney
Right.
feel.
Well, imagine you're writing music for this game, and then they're like, could you make battle music for Alice in Wonderland?
Right.
And just trying to imagine what that is. And
Right.
that's actually kind of a bop. Like,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's what's amazing about it is it's like, yeah, you take these things that are non-violent situations or even like non-stressful. Like Alice in Wonderland is just like a drug trip, right? And then you have to write like not tense battle music, but like something that sounds more intense than just the do 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 do.
I can't imagine like the amount of research that she had to do. Like
She's
in order,
incredible.
like for that to happen, because you would have to like go and listen through those scores to be like, how am I gonna make this similar, but like not the exact same.
Right. She she has so many just everything throughout Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3 is just such an insane level of care taken with it, and she's probably Nobuo Uematsu, the guy who composes Final Fantasy music, is probably my favorite video game composer, but she's right there. She's got to be. She's 1B. It's 1A and 1B, and it. The fact, and she's not just doing like the main games. She's doing like Union Cross music and like, you know what I mean? Like, it's incredible how much creativity and music comes out of that one person.
instead of pure strength, it's like pure talent.
Yes, pure talent. That one got Addison. I think what's aged well, we talked about how the voice acting sometimes is bad, but I'm also going to paint the picture that the voice acting's good. And for that time, the amount of
Contribution?
production put into these cutscenes was unheard of this side of Final Fantasy X. You know what I mean? And I think it's pretty incredible for 2002 or whatever what they managed to do with that when there were games coming out that were, it had terrible voice acting if they had it at all, and it'd just be like one line. And
I feel like the pure volume of voice actors they even got for it anyways.
Right. They just
True.
grabbed a bunch of like Disney kids and Haley Joel and they put a lot of production value into this game.
Yeah.
Now it's dated by today's standards, but I think the production value in KH1 is still better than a lot of games that come out today. So that'd be my answer.
I see that.
I don't know. I feel like my answer would just be like the obviously the Disney theme in general. Like I still got that like nostalgic like feeling that I would get watching the old movies while playing this game, and that would be like important to me. If it didn't do that, I would be like, oh, this is just like a shallow level of like poking into like the Disney world.
Yeah.
Right, they put a lot of detail into the Disney stuff. Like it wasn't just, this is
just
vaguely Disney.
Right, it wasn't skimming the surface. It was
Right.
like actually getting into like the Disney elements of that, and I guess that's like what keeps my interest going in it as well.
This is a very specific thing that's aged the best, but the final scene with Sora running towards Kyrie and she's on Destiny Island that's starting to form. Tara and I were playing it, and I was like, like I started welling up again because it's just such a powerful scene, and you're just like,
That's true.
and especially thinking about what happens in later games. No spoilers for Tara, but you're like, man, Sora, can we throw this guy a bone? You know, Can we throw this guy a bone?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I think that kind of leads into mine, and I think it's just like the overall emotion that goes with the theme of the game. It's like you could go back and play it and you still kind of get those feels.
Oh yeah.
definitely. Anybody else got anything that's aged well?
Deep Jungle. We did not plan that. Beautiful. That entire world is just beautiful.
It is. I'm mad that Tarzan doesn't exist in Kingdom Hearts anymore because
Imagine what they could
renew
do.
the fucking thing.
Right.
The guy that wrote Tarzan's dead. Who cares? Just renew it with his estate and just
There
make
you
more
go.
Tarzan worlds.
Yes.
I want more Tarzan.
Ooh, ooh. Hell yeah.
Ooh. That's gonna be the rest of this podcast.
I
We
know,
just
I'm
we just
just-
ooh. So next little category. Do you guys have a favorite quote from this game?
That's not true.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I have a favorite monologue.
Ooh, hit us with it.
I saved it for this.
Wow,
Specifically.
T with the research. Look out.
Oh,
I
snap.
did do some research, and that was the one because I know
Addison,
that
what did you research?
I know that I know that you know that I'm bad at like recalling exact quotes.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just pull it up on the YouTube because I have the clip saved.
Oh wow. Holy shit.
I know. I wrote it in a note. Are you proud of me?
I'm very proud.
Okay.
Wow.
Here we go. I know everybody else.
T's invited back. Addison, not so sure.
How will you fight without a weapon?
I know now I don't need the Keyblade. I've got a better weapon. My heart.
Your heart? What good will that weak little thing do for you?
Although my heart may be weak, it's not alone. It's grown with each new experience, and it's found a home with all the friends I've made. I've become part of their heart just as they've become a part of mine. And if they think of me now and then, if they don't forget me, then our hearts will be one. I don't need a weapon. My friends are my power.
What?
That
You
one's
know.
like a...
That's
A
Tara,
goated
that
quote.
is a great quote.
Thank
That is
you.
that is a good call.
I
My
yeah.
friends are my power.
Like I just remember thinking like because there were so many like back and forth like throughout the game of like Donald and Sora not getting along, and then like I don't know, just like a disconnect, and then that was like the real connect, I guess.
That's when they became BFFs.
I know, and I really liked it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I really liked about Kingdom Hearts 3, and like you've probably saw part of it, was like they still like fight a little bit, but at the end of the day, they're friends.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, Donald's a dickhead.
Yeah.
Don't speak about Donald that way.
Donald's like
yeah,
Addison can attest to this. Donald's like hanging out with Alan all day. All right, you love him, but you're like, God, you're a dickhead.
I just love Donald.
Well, and it doesn't help that like Sora's like super ignorant too.
It's
Right.
true.
Yeah, Sora's a dumbass too.
Donald's just kind of like, what the fuck, Sora?
Right.
Goofy's a
Get
sage.
it together. I know.
Goofy is
it's
a
like,
sage.
Goofy's, yeah. But
All,
yeah.
all my favorite quotes are like Billy Zane Ansem quotes. Darkness is the heart's true essence, and he shakes the hand when he says it. One who knows nothing can understand nothing,
Yeah.
which Tara doesn't know this yet, but that has a lot more meaning. And it didn't have meaning when he wrote it,
Yeah.
but now it has a lot more meaning than it did before.
I feel like it's like some of the stuff that you like the best is like so weird.
What?
I don't know, like the parts where you're just like, oh, Jason and I would like talk about this like for so long, and I'd be like, why? It was like such a small part. I can't think of a specific example, but
I mean, that's not true is one of them. We say that all the
yeah,
time.
and I'm just like, what?
I just thought of something that aged poorly. When you're trying to fucking jump over to Merlin's house.
Oh, yeah. We struggled with that
is
too.
Fucking awful.
Oh, with the stones moving?
Gruesome game mechanic.
That, like in the water? Is
Yeah.
that what
Yeah.
you're talking about? Oh, fuck
Yeah.
that too.
Or
Yeah.
the hippos and the
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Jason's a very familiar person with those hippos.
Yeah, they don't get me now though. I know
Yeah.
the tech.
I would always hand the controller to Mike with those moving stones because
Yeah.
I can't do it, and then I'd fall in the water. I have to swim all the way fucking back.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Addison, do you have a quote for us?
I mean, I think Tara's is by far like that's like number one.
Yes.
I think one that's noteworthy, and I don't know if it's 100% for like good reasons, is at the end of the game the Kingdom Hearts is light quote.
Yep.
And it opens up and it's light, and I just remember thinking at the time like, what the fuck is Kingdom Hearts? Like, I don't understand.
20 years later, we still don't know.
Like, how did he know that it was light? And I don't know. That one just kind of sticks out to me.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, and it's also like the door to darkness too, so it doesn't make sense.
Well, even Ansem's like, light? But why? And like, no one knows. No one knows the answer.
Sorry, Ansem.
Yeah. Poor Ansem.
One of my favorites is when Kairi gives Sora the charm. She's like, "It's my lucky charm. Be sure to bring it back to me." And she's like
she does
leaning at him.
Yeah. I like, it's not a quote because it's not actually spoken, but I like when you talk to Yuffie when she's sitting on the bed and she says, I heard the Keyblade can open all sorts of holes.
That's what I'm talking about. Those types of things where you're just like cackling to yourself, and I'm like, okay.
So Jason and I are starting to play through the Kingdom Hearts games on the channel on PS4, and Addison keeps sending us memes like that while we're playing. So that's why it makes me laugh so hard because we were like,
Well, you'll like,
I forgot Addison
but you
sent
won't
this,
laugh like
though.
when it's happening. You'll like laugh before it happens.
'Cause
And
I
I'm
know
like,
it's coming.
I'm like,
It's funny.
I don't know why anything's funny right now.
and all it is the same picture, but they just put the Brazzers logo on it.
Oh,
so it's like a
Jesus
porn
Christ.
thing. It's so funny.
It is funny, but it's like not knowing what's gonna happen, and you're just like dying laughing. I'm like, I don't.
Okay.
Understand.
Have you ever seen a movie and then gone and seen it with someone else?
Yeah, I
And
know
you know how
it's the
you
same
look at the
thing.
person to see how they react to things that you're.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I'm
I
playing
know.
with you. I want to see how T's gonna react to Yuffie proposing Sora unlock her keyhole.
Or beehole.
Or
There
beehole.
was one where I was like, oh my god, what did they just say? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't.
I should have taken notes when we were playing.
We didn't know you were gonna come on and talk about it. We'll do that for Chain of Memories.
Is that the next one?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going straight to Chain of Memories.
Yeah,
We had to do it in
that's the
order,
order.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we were
True.
playing it in order, we'd play BBS first, and no one wants that.
Well, yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
Well, what were you gonna say?
I thought you guys were gonna go straight to 2. But
No.
it makes sense.
We're going to Chain of Memories, and then Tara might quit in the middle and never play again.
That's a little scary.
Well,
Very likely.
we'll test her.
Is it?
We'll
Is it
test her
shit?
Kingdom Hearts fandom. She's saying she's hooked because she's thinking about if Alice is really Princess of Heart or not. This will be the test.
Yeah.
Is there like less Disney in it or what?
No, it's the same Disney.
It's like the same fucking game, isn't it?
Kinda.
That's the only one I didn't finish, I think, and I just
Great.
used your guys' Let's Play as my reference point.
See,
Great.
I like it. I really like Chain of Memories.
But he's more into the gameplay
I
side of
know.
stuff. So that's why that's why he
I'm
likes it.
nervous.
Story-wise,
But I also have fond memories of Mike just being like bored out of his mind, and so he just comes up with all this crazy shit to talk about, like us reading fucking Ursula fanfic and shit. Like,
That's this game that you did that on? Fuck.
hey, say what you want, but the whole Ursula Prince Eric fanfic business,
That's
is
a
pretty
booming.
hot.
It's booming business.
There's some tentacles going in places you didn't even know you wanted tentacles.
right.
So
Well, and Mike, you said this to me at work, and it blew my mind
At work,
that like Ursula is like supposed to be like a
she's
drag
based off a
queen.
drag queen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I knew that.
That adds a. I
didn't
didn't
know that.
So that adds a whole nother layer to it.
You're like,
Yeah.
It's even hotter.
Right. Oh my god. All right, so last category we're going to talk about today of Kingdom Hearts 1.
Okay.
It's a what if question. Okay? The biggest what if. What's the biggest what if from Kingdom Hearts 1? And in my opinion, the biggest what if is if Riku just gets the Keyblade right away like he was supposed to.
And Sora never gets the Keyblade.
And Sora never gets the Keyblade. How does this turn out?
Well, I mean, even though it's like he has Ventus in his heart, he would somehow get a Keyblade, probably.
Yeah, but we didn't know that then.
Right.
So you're saying what would happen is Ventus would make sure. Well, this is kind of spoiler territory.
Yeah.
Close my ears.
Yeah, earmuff it, Tara. So you're saying he'd get the Keyblade regardless,
Well, yeah, because that was like the lore for like why Roxas has two as well.
right? Well, the lore for why Riku would get it is because Tara gave it to him, right?
Yeah.
So I guess
Well, at first it was just that he was like chosen by the Keyblade, but really
It was
back
Terra.
before Terra chose him.
So why doesn't he get it then? Because he already went to darkness.
Yeah, it was like he felt a darkness or something like that.
Given. The reason that's given is that because he felt the darkness and the Keyblade deemed him not worthy and went to Sora.
Okay. So Riku was supposed to be the chosen one of the Keyblade. He fell to darkness by going through the dark portal, and so it went to Sora instead. But which is why Riku can take it from him in Hollow Bastion.
Yeah.
But then it decides that Sora's heart is stronger, so it goes to him.
Yeah.
But
That's
then none
the
of this
lore.
matters later on in the other games, because that's not how it works.
Yeah.
But it's just that's how he made it work then.
Yeah, in KH1. Well, because it was like, in KH1, it's like, there's only one Keyblade.
Well, even in KH1, there's two Keyblades, because
Yeah.
there's the Keyblade made from the Princesses of Heart that Riku has.
Is that made from that?
Yeah. This is made from the
The one that he commits Sudoku with?
Yep. It can unlock people's hearts, and it's made from the Princesses of Heart. Remember that? That's what they said. And that's why its shape, like its hook, is shaped like a heart that's not completed. Because Kyrie's heart wasn't a part of it. That's from Nomura himself. He just told me.
He just
Oh,
didn't.
yeah.
He whispered it to me.
Mm.
He's
I saw it.
very shy.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be on microphone.
To me, it always just looks like a fire poker.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a fire
Yeah.
poker. But if you look at the hook, it's a heart shape that's missing just this part of the heart.
Mm.
Yeah. Anybody have anything else they want to say about Kingdom Hearts 1? This has been a great discussion.
Yeah.
Well, you were saying about the what ifs. You only said your what if.
Oh, do you have a what if?
Yeah.
All right, let me have the what if.
Well, I mean, like, while playing the game, I was like, what if, like, we never saved Kyrie? Like, what if, like, you were, like, what if you had never told, you know what I mean? Like, what if that never happened? Like, we wouldn't have no further games probably, but, like, I mean, playing it, I
Like
was
save her at Hollow Bastion, you mean?
yeah,
Oh,
like,
okay.
what if,
we
yeah.
did Sudoku,
yeah.
the Keyblade, into our heart?
Yeah, like what if that? Because like up until that point, I didn't know like what was going to happen. And what I was like, where does she play into this type of thing? You know? And I was like, what if it's nothing?
Well, then I'm assuming that it would become typical anime, and Sora and Riku would be frenemies forever. And,
Right.
Like,
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
Well,
like,
wasn't Riku gonna like kill Sora to get her heart anyways?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So her heart would have been released anyways, as far as
Yeah, I
that.
guess.
not
But
if Sora could take him.
I guess.
I don't know. I just when playing it because we played it.
He's
for
too
so
OP
long,
though.
I was
He
just like,
cheats.
what if, like, her storyline like never came to fruition? I guess.
It's possible.
Like when I was playing that, I was like, gosh, this is taking like so
Yeah.
long. I'm like, when are we actually going to get to like that? I don't know, part of it.
No,
That's
that's
something-
a good what if. That's a
Yeah.
good what if. Does anybody else have any other what ifs? Sorry, I cut everybody's what ifs off. What if I did that?
What if Beast just wasn't like overpowered as fuck and just like his willpower was
Beast, strongest anime character of all time.
honestly. He just
Well, he
travels
would've just-
worlds based off his pure will.
Yeah, would Sora have been
He would have been alone.
influenced enough to,
Right.
to keep pushing?
That's what
true.
I'm saying.
Well, and
There's
Beast
so many
carries
what
him
ifs.
because you can't do like damage to
Right.
the Heartless.
Yeah, but I mean, we all know you can just run through and they won't fight you.
Right, but like
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we needed to XP up. We needed to gain some levels. LVLs, you know?
LVLs.
okay, what if Goofy didn't know freaking instant transmission?
Yeah. Yeah.
He instant transmissions to save Sora.
I think Sora would have got blasted by that dark Viagra or whatever.
And then
he was throwing at
die.
him and die, yeah. There's more to Goofy, man.
I told you he's a freaking sage.
Goofy knows some shit and he's got some powers that you're like, is Goofy the master of masters?
Right.
Well, Goofy is the master of the
Yeah, I think so too. How was your world tour? Yuck. You know, he's like, oh. Wouldn't that be funny if they were like,
Foy Gooks.
Foy Gooks, yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if that was the case, but they were like, oh, he's always talked like Goofy. You just couldn't hear him. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you talking about? We heard him in the Union Cross movie. We know he sounds like
A normal
Noctis.
person. Yeah.
What a conversation about Kingdom Hearts 1. Does anybody else have anything they want to say about Kingdom Hearts 1 before we go? I'm going to say great game. If you haven't played it before, you should play it.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
I would
IGN.
agree. Yeah.
Tara says 10 out of 10. Jace?
I have to give it a 9.5.
No, fair enough. Fair
Jiminy
enough.
Cricket brings it down.
Yeah, that's the thing that's aged the worst is Jiminy Cricket. Get that fucking
Hey.
bug out of there.
I feel like he has less of a story than in fucking 3.
I didn't even
So
know
3 is like a 9.
I think 2 he has the biggest. 2 he's the most involved. Well, besides Recoded, obviously.
Yeah.
Recoded is like Jiminy Cricket the game.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
He just knows what to do.
Right. Thank you, Tara, for joining us today.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Addison, Master of Masters, for gracing us with your presence today.
We'll see you on episode 84.
Yeah, we'll see you in episode 84.
Absolutely. I've got to disappear and be mysterious. But I'll be back.
Thank you guys for listening. Jason, thank you for being here as always.
I wouldn't be anywhere else.
Me neither.
I'm
I
tied
kind
to
of have
this
to
chair.
poop, actually.
Ooh.
But that's okay. Next week, we're going back to the lab, Jason. You know what that means?
Back to the lab again.
You know what that means? We're going back to the well.
Uh-oh.
The sleeping realm theory has been updated.
Oh, boy.
Get ready next week for Sleeping Realm Theory Part 4.
Oh,
it's
my
coming
God.
at you.
Wait, we had a part 3?
Yeah, we did 3 parts.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's a long ass theory, dude.
Holy
It's like
shit.
it's like a fucking dissertation.
Well,
on
this is going to be
Kingdom
like
Hearts
another
3.
2-parter because it's like we have to kind of go over like the basics of the actual theory.
Okay, can you not drag me down? I just announced this cool episode for next week. I actually know what we're talking about next week, and then you want to, it's going to be 2 episodes. Yeah, it might be 3 episodes. I don't know. It's our most successful podcast.
We're
gonna
milking this
milk
shit.
it. We're going to milk it. Like Luke Skywalker milking an alien for blue milk
Yeah.
or green milk. What color was the milk? Titty
Green.
milk? It was green.
Blue.
It was blue. I was gonna say you guys are wrong. It was
I'm
blue.
colorblind, okay?
Jason's colorblind.
All right.
And next week, we're also going to give him glasses that allow him to see color for the first time, and he's going to cry. So, thank you guys for watching. Jason, it's been a long time, but I think we have to let Addison say it.
That's true.
Addison, hit him with it.
No. I've given up that honor.
Addison, you got to do it.
People will riot if you don't.
All right, I'll say it. All right, people, may your hearts be your guiding key.
Thank you.